Hello and welcome to Whisperbank, a Monsterhearts 2 game. I am the DM, who is the MC. I know that's a little confusing, but that's who I am. Hello to my wonderful players. Good to see you all. I hope you're all doing well.
Oh yeah, we're doing
it. And warm.
Did it? Oh
it's
yeah.
hot. And it's December in Whisperbank, so this is fun.
Well, I hope you're all prepared for a snowy, cold adventure because we are jumping in time for today's session. But before we get to that, just some very quick announcements. We want to thank everybody for the support, for all of the support in watching and following. We really appreciate it. Moving forward, just want to make sure that we'll also make this announcement at the very end of the session as well. But want to make sure that everybody knows our next session, session 4, is going to be on June 21st. So after today's session, the next session is going to be on June 21st. We'll make a reminder of that at the end, but we just want to make sure that folks know exactly what's going on, because again, it's not every Monday that we're doing the sessions. It's only 6 sessions. So we'll be putting, by the end of either today or tomorrow, on our YouTube page, we will actually have our first 2 sessions of our Monsterhearts game. So if you missed anything, you'll be able to catch up. And I do once again ask you all to bear with me, because everything, all these games, everything you see here with overlays and YouTube and all of it, it's a one-person operation. This person. So please bear with me.
Chris.
Yeah, I do my best. Thank you. So thank you for bearing with me. But all of that will be up on YouTube, so you can catch up on that as well. That's pretty much it. Oh yeah, and also don't forget, we have our merch of our Whisperbank with our shirts, our t-shirts. So you can see Mark is Mark is rocking the mirror shirt. That's fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, I love it.
And so we have mugs, we've got t-shirts. So if you get a chance and you're interested in getting all of that stuff, please check our merch store. You'll enjoy it. And thank you, SJ Winchester, for the sub for 3 months. You're awesome. So, alrighty. So with that, let's get this party started. And let's have a good time. So, as we, just a very quick recap of last session. You all had a very interesting time during an incident, I guess we could call it, where a number of you were at the talent show tryouts. Some of you there to actually try out for the talent show, others there to cheer them on. And also some of you were, in your club preparing to play some games, some Dungeons and Dragons, as it were. When, unfortunately, Loki showed up. Loki, who most of you didn't know until after he became Whisperbank's most wanted. Name of Mr. Steven Jackson, who killed in your presence, and most of you actually saw the aftermath of him killing Glenn Sexton at the opening welcome to school party, the annual, fuck school party. And he showed up, barred the doors to the school, apparently in an obsessive, stalking, crazy way, searching for Vanessa Graves, his girlfriend. A number of you decided to either try to get out of the school or just try to get out of the immediate area of danger. Others deciding to go straight to the heart of danger, where a number of things happened. You encountered Loki, a very focused, unafraid, and very strong Loki, who through a number of situations between some of you, you realized that while he was seemingly become in pain and mortal, wasn't stopping him from his endeavor of getting to Vanessa as he screamed her name throughout the halls of the school, trying to find her. During this altercation, Carol Myers, an enemy of Diana's, who had tormented her all throughout school, also became a victim of Loki's not rage, because throughout this whole series of incidents that happened, Loki did not seem afraid, did not seem angry, just seemed very determined and very focused. There was a few incidents here and there, but at the end, you realized that not only was Loki something that none of you had ever encountered before, but Vanessa was also something. Vanessa was a vampire. And Loki was seemingly looking specifically for her. Carol, who up until recently had nothing to do with Vanessa, was now seen with Vanessa everywhere, was also transformed into a vampire. Throughout this whole rigmarole of trying to find out what was going on, trying to get out of the school, trying to stop Loki, the end result, unfortunately, seemed to be the deaths of Loki, Vanessa, and Carol. However, of the three of them, only one body was actually recovered. After realizing the interesting dynamic that was going on just between Loki, Vanessa, and Carol, you all began to realize things about each other and shared that information, not exactly freely, but out of necessity for the situation at hand. Finally, the doors were opened to the school. Emergency services, the police, the fire department showed up, and you all left trying to process exactly what had happened that evening. But it's no longer that evening. In fact, we come now to the second week in December, almost 2.5 months later. A lot has happened over the last 2.5 months. While the students of Whisperbank High are trying to return to their lives, the lingering effects of the Loki incident continues to remind everyone of what happened. The police still don't know exactly how Loki died. Or if they do, they aren't telling anyone. The papers called it a spectacle suicide, stating that Loki was probably looking for an audience and might have taken other students with him if it wasn't for the swift actions of the faculty at the school and the police.
Of course, the faculty take full responsibility. Whatever. Vultures.
A week later, the disappearance of Vanessa Graves and Carol Myers began to make the rumor mill. Of all the students who were at the school for the talent show rehearsal and pep rally meeting, those two have yet to be found. Once the police began their official investigation of the disappearances, that's when things, and the rumor mill especially, began to spin out of control. She left the country because Loki was stalking her. I heard she was slipping Loki some kind of drug that made him go crazy. Vanessa dumped Loki for Carol and he couldn't handle it. That's why he did what he did. Those were the rumors, some of the rumors, that made their way around. The rumors, though, began to die when, not too long after, the Graves mansion was seen engulfed in flames. While the damage to the area around it was minimal, mostly because the mansion itself was separate from a number of the homes in downtown Whisperbank, it was completely burned to the ground. The police it was completely burned to the ground. The police then began to look for the butler / driver known as Redford,
Butler did it.
but he couldn't be found either.
Butler totally did it.
Butler did it.
Totally did it.
It was also about this time that people began to hear more details about the Loki incident. Old Joel Lipton, the school security guard, well, he was found dead in the dumpster behind the school. Apparently,
Mr. Lipton.
Apparently, he ran into Loki as he was chaining up all of the exits. The coroner still doesn't know how Loki folded him in half, instantly breaking his spine. Someone from the local paper, though, got the scoop, and people just couldn't handle any more information. Soon, the rumors and all of the talk about the Loki incident began to subside. Penta Systems came in and donated a brand new security system for the school. The school was very grateful for the free services. New electronic scanning systems allowed only student access after hours to the school if the students had their new ID badges. According to the vice principal, it marked the student, time, and location when the ID was scanned. No door would open without the use of these ID badges. ID badges, about yay long, has a little barcode on it, little star, the symbol of Penta Systems. While the parents were very